Welcome to the Markets Mindset. Tom Hougaard has made a name for himself not only as a trader, but also as someone who speaks openly about the realities of trading that most people shy away from. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He doesn't sell you the dream of making money overnight. Instead, he emphasizes one principle above all else, and he calls it his #1 rule for traders: survive at all costs. Now, at first, that might sound too simple, almost obvious. But here's the thing: most traders, even the experienced ones, actually fail at this rule. They might have good entries, they might have a solid system, but when it comes to managing risk, preserving their capital, and protecting themselves from self-destruction, they come up short. And that is why Hougaard says survival is everything. Let's really dig into what this means. The market will always be here tomorrow. Opportunities will always come again, that's guaranteed. But what isn't guaranteed is that you'll still have the ability to trade tomorrow if you blow up today. The fastest way to take yourself out of the game is to forget about survival. If you over-leverage, revenge trade, or put too much on a single position, you can wipe out weeks, months, or even years of progress in just one moment of recklessness. Hougaard's own trading career has been marked by extreme ups and downs. He has shared stories of massive wins, but also devastating losses that forced him to confront the brutal truth. Unless you protect yourself, the market will chew you up. That's why his philosophy shifted. Instead of asking, "How much can I make today?" he began to ask, "What do I need to do to make sure I'm still here tomorrow?" And that mindset is a game changer. Think about the way most traders approach their day. They sit down, stare at the charts, and think, "How much can I squeeze out of the market right now?" They chase setups that aren't really there. They increase their position size because they feel impatient. And when they lose, they try to make it back in the very next trade. That's not survival, that's gambling. And it's the exact opposite of Hougaard's rule. Survival in trading doesn't mean being timid. It doesn't mean avoiding risk completely. What it means is controlled aggression. You can take bold trades, you can trade with confidence, but every trade has to be structured in a way that ensures you'll live to fight another day. That means stops are in place. That means your risk per trade is consistent. That means you accept losses as part of the game instead of trying to win them all back in one go. One of Hougaard's strongest points is that if you survive, your edge will eventually play out. No system wins every single day. No trader is profitable every single week. But if you give yourself enough time in the market, and you avoid blowing up, the law of averages starts to work in your favor. Your good trades have space to cover your bad trades. Your discipline compounds over time. And here's something most people don't realize. Survival is also about your mindset, not just your money. Think about how many traders take themselves out of the game mentally, even if their account balance is still intact. They go through a bad losing streak, and suddenly they're too afraid to pull the trigger on the next valid setup. Or they start doubting their system, jumping from strategy to strategy, because they can't handle the psychological pain. Hougaard's rule covers that too. Survive mentally, protect your focus, give yourself breaks when you need them. Recognize when emotions are driving your decisions. Because just like your account, your psychology needs to be protected if you're going to last long enough to win in this business. Now, let's bring this down to something practical. How do you, sitting at your desk, actually implement this rule? It starts with risk management. Before you even think about entries and exits, decide how much you are willing to lose per trade. Keep that number consistent. For Hougaard, and for many professional traders, this isn't negotiable. It's the line that keeps you safe. Next, you need a daily survival rule. Something like, if you hit your max daily loss, you stop. You don't try to make it back today. You don't break your rules just because the market looks like it's offering a gift. You walk away. That's survival. And finally, survival means zooming out. Stop thinking about one single trade, or even one single day, as the measure of your success. Think in terms of weeks, months, and years. If you survive long enough to build a track record, long enough to refine your process, and long enough to allow discipline to become second nature, then profitability isn't just possible, it's likely. Tom Hougaard's #1 rule may be simple, but it's the foundation of every successful trading career. Survive at all costs. Protect your account, protect your mindset, and remember, the opportunities will always come again, but only if you're still here to take them. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.